Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show planned, but it's a Monday morning. You know how I feel about Monday morning. Got to get going on Monday. All kind of good things going to happen this week. Hope you have a great week at work or whatever you're doing. And looks like the weather's going to be okay. We get first day of March. Can y'all believe that? I'm sorry, of May. I'm still a couple of months behind. This is the first day of May. Now, what's going on? May, I was just looking at the calendar. If you could only fish 1 month a year, let's say 2 months a year. If you only fish 2 months a year, my 2 months would be September in the fall and May this time of year, freshwater and saltwater, because those are just 2 great months. But let's go and move on to weather. We're going to talk about that later. High today, 75, low 61, water temperature 75. The Monday moon phase brought to us by Sandhill Seafood. The big deal now is it's waxing, and we're looking at the full moon of May. You've heard me talk about it since I first started doing the show. The full moon of May is going to be May 10th, and that's not too far from now. That's like next Wednesday night. So you really you just need to go and take off work, tell the boss you want to fish a couple of days before that full moon. So not this weekend, this coming weekend, you just can't plan anything else but fishing, I promise you. Okay, tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Something else. Look at this tide chart. How many neap tides do you see? I don't see hardly any. Maybe on the 22nd, but the rest of the month is really good tidal flow all month long. This morning, the high tide is at 112 and the low tide is at 1243. Okay, so it's going to be really good strong tide going on in after lunch, and then it's going to start dropping out. Really good strong tides. Marine forecast will be coming out of south-southeast at 5 to 10. Let's take our break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's get started. Hope everybody's getting ready for a big Monday now. You know how we like Mondays on Panhandle Outdoors, so let's get up there and get after them. All right, let's look at some of these pictures. Some really good ones here, a combination. That's our buddy Travis up there. Check out Travis, and that's his good high school buddy, Thomas Halls. And right the day after he was on the show, he said, me and Thomas went king fishing today. It was really rough, but we caught a few. Had a monster cobia or a jack that we lost right at the mouth of the pass. So I know that's fun. A nice pompano, nice king. Those boys are good fishermen out there. But you know, last week it was rough out there. Great story here. This is Sharon Noble. I never met Sharon, but I've talked to her on the phone. She called the other morning. She and her husband, they're from here originally, and they moved to Central Florida to get back up here as much as they can up there around the Bristol area, and they were around with the Faircloth family, some friends over there. And she called me that morning. I was driving out of town, and she wanted to know what the fishing times were. And I actually called home and got Gail to check on it, and called her back. And it was afternoon fishing time, so they went that afternoon. She texted me back later on that afternoon. Had fun catching my favorite in my favorite Apalachicola River. Thanks for the tip, Sharon Noble. So Sharon, when you get back to Central Florida, keep those fond thoughts of coming back up this way, because she and her husband have been up, grew up in this area or worked in this area as grown-ups, and I know they miss it. They moved down to Central Florida to be around their kids. All right, coming up Thursday, May 18th. This is over at Northside, the City Church Men's Ministry, Northside. I've spoken at it before. They moved up in their speakers. This is Brody Croyle, and they all know Brody from being the Alabama quarterback. He's going to be here. That's going to be at 6 p.m. right here on Airport Road, City Church, and great food, and it's going to be very enjoyable. We'll talk about it some more, but I'll tell you ahead of time. That's about 2 weeks away. Go and put that on your calendar on a Thursday, May 18th. And we just had a catfish tournament trip. I want you to just look at the next one now. It's going to be the first weekend of June. It's going to be at Choctawhatchee River at Caraville Landing right there on Highway 90, okay? And then the next one will be the last weekend of August, and the final one is the last weekend of September. That's that big catfish, North Florida Catfish Tournament Trail. Oh, how about where I come from? This is also known as a flathead screwdriver. I know y'all have done this before, because I have too, when he couldn't find his screwdriver. And Gail started hiding the knife from him, so bought me a screwdriver. Chris Kramer. Oh, Chris is a good fisherman now, Kramer Chevrolet. How about a sailfish? You caught it on a kite. That is a nice sailfish right there, Chris. Good to see you out there fishing like that. Good job. Okay. Our good buddy Kenny Bostic up there in Missouri, he got to take his grandson out. Hey, Winston, here, 2 turkey pictures from the farm. I shot one, and my grandson, Nelson Burke, shot the other. Good picture right there, and I know y'all enjoyed it. That was last week up there in Missouri, turkey season wrapping up. Our correspondent from over in Walton County, Victor Hathcote, did some surf fishing with Mom and the ladies. Had a double on the blues. Check that out. Had a double on the blues. So good surf fishing over there in South Walton, I promise you. Okay, I want you to read this one right here. Hey, Winston, a long-time viewer of the show. Haven't been able to get outdoors much in the last few years. Had both knees replaced in the last year, so now I'm back making up for lost time. Got to hunt some this year, but the knee's still healing. My 8-year-old granddaughter killed her first deer with a crossbow, and she got her first turkey with her new 20 gauge. So it was a great year. Now it's time to fish. Hope to get some pictures to send to you. Okay, good job. Thank you, Rodney Whitfield. I want you to look at his granddaughter here. Check this out. Okay, nice one right there, honey. And also, look at that turkey. Now, is that a great picture? She got a camel paint on her face. Good picture right there. Thank you, Rodney, for sending those pictures. Let's see. I got to skip through a couple of these. This is not local. This is down in Tampa. I was reading about this. Florida man tries to kiss cottonmouth snake, hospitalized after bite. He was in serious condition. He's going to survive, but that's just, I don't know what to say about that. You just, you don't try to kiss a cottonmouth. I did some research on it, and this boy has a lot of snakes and all, and I guess he's just trying to show off. But needless to say, I'm going to go and pass it on to you. Don't try to kiss any snakes, especially the venomous snakes like that. All right, the other day we were talking about, let's go and take a break now and bring this up right after the break. All right, welcome back. Hope everything's going well with you. We've got a big week planned, but we're going to start off today, finish up on this, what I was talking about earlier. I run into a lot of people who watch the show. I'm very, very blessed and very thankful. And I get a lot of feedback on calls, emails, you know all that. We've been over it before. And just recently, the same thing happened again. I think probably the most talked about video that I've ever done, that we have ever done here on Panhandle Outdoors is the one, and it comes from just the other day somebody mentioned that. We did it a couple of years ago, but people are talking about it still, and it's the one on me talking about being busy 12 months of the year. Now, we've done over 3,000 shows here in Panhandle Outdoors, and I think that's one of the most popular ones, just getting the feedback from you, our viewers. And I get tickled thinking about that particular one because that one was done. A lot of times you get set up and go fishing, you got, practice and all other stuff and get everything set up. This was completely spontaneous. I was out on deck and Gail stepped outside and said, "Honey, well, when are you gonna fit?" We had a deck board that was sort of bent back and she was, "When are you gonna fix that?" And I said, "Well, I can't do it this month." And so it started from that, and it was unrehearsed. It was spontaneous. She said, "I said, I went through the whole year." She got the camera and started talking to me, and I sat down right there and said, "I can't do it March, can't do it April." But anyway, I want to show it again because I get so much feedback on it. We want to show it again, and we want to show it too. Jeff telling us we're getting a new computer here at Fox 28, and we may not be able to show some of our older videos because of the compatibility. So I got some really good quality stuff that we've done in the past. I don't want to show a lot of them, but there's still some good quality stuff we want to show while we can. So, and this is one of them. So I decided on a Monday morning, get your Monday morning started off good, to watch this little 4-minute, 22-second video on what we call a busy outdoor man. Okay, so let's roll this, Jeff.
Don't you think it needs to be replaced? Maybe next weekend you could do that, because then we need to get that pond cleaned out so we can get some more fish to go in the pond. The grandkids love to look at those fish.
Well, we talked about this, and I've been meaning to do it. I know this deck's got to get replaced, and I'm cleaning out the pond. But I was thinking about that the other day in my tree stand, January, January is that's the middle of the rut. I hunt a lot in January. That St. Vincent Island hunt, that's a big deal. So, January about wrapped up.
Well, sometime in February probably be okay.
February, February, I just want to go quail hunting with old high school buddies. That's a fun trip. I'll go with those boys and we'll have a good time in February.
Well, what about March?
March, let me see. March, cobia season. That's when the first cobia is going to come in March. And Spanish mackerel, that third fog in March, I always talk about. Old Captain Ware used to talk about that third fog in March, and Spanish mackerel. We love to go Spanish mackerel fishing.
Well, how about April?
April, that's pompano. The first run of pompano is in April every year. And I just, that might be one of my most favorite things to do. I just love catching pompano. Of course, I hate to say favorite, but it's one of my favorites.
Well, let's try for May, okay?
April, May. That's freshwater fishing. Remember, Daddy used to tell me that full moon of May, son, always go fishing around that full moon of May. And I wouldn't want to let him down. I like the freshwater fish in May.
Well,
Get me out.
could we try June?
June? Well, you know what June is? That's sort of snapper and grouper. I like to get offshore in June. Snapper and grouper, good eating. Right, girl?
Well, July?
July. You would think July, but July 1, scallop season opens up. And we just about scallop every weekend in July. Just about. I love scalloping.
Well, it's mighty hot in August, but we could try August.
August is that's king mackerel. That big sea quarters king mackerel tournament down there in Carabel. We won that thing. Won $10,000 one year, and I love to go king mackerel fishing in August.
Well, it's a shame we didn't use some of that money to get the deck replaced.
What
about September?
I didn't think about that. September. Well, that's I like to get ready to go flounder gigging. I got to get my cast net out in September. The mud is gonna start balling up in September. And that last weekend of September is early duck season.
October?
Now October is just a big month. You got October. You got dove season kicking off. Those redfish are active there in October. They're nice redfish in October.
How about November?
Well, November, you're starting off hunting season is getting started. November squirrel season. Then you got Thanksgiving, that big old Thanksgiving weekend. We don't want to do that on Thanksgiving.
December.
Well, it seems like December would be a good time, but you got first thing you got speckled trout. I catch a lot of speckled trout in December, and then you got the hunting season starting. It started, but now it's starting to get good. Dog hunting is big, and then also it's Christmas, and then we don't want to give up Christmas to do this.
Have you got anybody sponsoring your show that I might could hire to replace the deck out here?
I hadn't thought about that. That ain't a bad idea. I just get it's tough being an outdoorsman here in Panhandle, Florida. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. I just still get a kick out of it. Some of y'all have actually copied it on your DVRs and all. But anyway, that's the story. And I did fix that deck board later. But then recently another one popped up, but she hasn't said anything about that, so it's funny. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Fishing game times for today. Here we go. Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. Good sponsor of Panhandle Outdoors. 5:28 to 7:28 this morning. Excellent time to go. Right when the show's over, 5:56 tonight to 7:56. Okay, now the FWC, they have a law enforcement branch and a marine biologist branch and fisheries branch, different parts and all. This is up in Crystal Lake. I got a little 1-minute video that I was able to get, and this is a recent. They actually got 9,500 bass little fingerlings here. They're letting out. So let's watch this. I think you're going to get a kick out of it. Let me go ahead and start it here. So here's this is biologist Bill Arnold, and there's no sound on it, so I'm going to talk through. He's backed up in Crystal Lake there, and you can see the lake's a little down. But now this comes out of the hatchery over there in Pensacola. The Fish and Wildlife Commission has a big freshwater hatchery over there, and we're hoping to get something like that over in this area too, maybe even some saltwater for redfish maybe. But anyway, here they are, some good freshwater footage here, and it scoops down, and now look, check these out, how lively they are. Now, they're not very, it's hard to believe they're going to make big bass from that little size right there. You just gently put them down in the water and watch them take off. There they go. And the first thing they're looking for, of course, is cover. I can hear them talking to each other now. Head for the cover. The big boys after us. So they're beautiful, beautiful water there. And let's see. All right. That's just a little 1 minute video there, and it's fascinating. And that was scheduled, and a lot of sandhill ponds, and I know they rotate them around. I know over in Lake Talcon they do do a lot of stocking in the river. They do stocking, so they do all kinds of assessments. They do the studies of them, and once they get it figured out where they need them, they'll do them on a periodic basis. And I need to get some of those guys on the show one day and see how they do the scheduling and what makes them determined to go to one lake instead of another lake, and all. It'll be interesting stuff there. But anyway, just be aware of that, and they do a very commendable job, and I appreciate the effort they have. Okay, next thing I wanted to bring up, we got coming up next week now. Okay, here's the fishing seminar. Well, we've had them on the show. This will be May 9th. It's going to be a week from tomorrow. Okay, check it out. This is actually an open house at Sea Deck Marine, and it's going to be a combination thing. So it's going to be light snacks and drinks, sample giveaways, and Mark Coward and Michael Coward are going to be there giving a free fishing seminar. They just got back from fishing Louisiana. It's going to be the meet and greet at 5:30, and the seminar is at 6. So it's going to be something really good. You're really going to enjoy it. And I've decided, we've talked about it, we're going to bring my boat and put it right there. I was going to put it outside. I asked Will Owen about if he wanted to use my boat as an example, because they've really done a good job on my boat. Now, I haven't talked a lot about my new boat. This is my new retirement boat. I've had it a little while, and I really hadn't got to use it much. I'm doing sort of soft grand opening with it. But it's going to be, I got it from Key West Marine, from Harts Marine. It's a Key West boat. It's a 17.5-foot skiff. I had it out a time or two. Kelly and I have it, and we love it. It's an ideal boat for a couple of people that enjoy fishing. And I've got a wrap on it now. First wrap I've ever had in my life, and it's beautiful. I had Sea Deck put on it, so I'm going to have it at the. And Will said go ahead and bring the thing inside. You won't believe how big that building is, so we're going to bring it inside and let you see how they can customize that Sea Deck and put it on your boat. It's really fascinating how they can do that. One of the big things, and one thing I learned right away, is how comfortable that is. Because several times I've had to get on my knees trying to get a fish off or something, and right time you get on your knees on that little floor, and it's hard. So that Sea Deck really makes it soft. Now another thing too, the size of that boat, and now you go out and see a lot of these $40,000 and $50,000 boats. It's amazing at how much these boats cost. This boat here I got is not near, is almost half that. I mean, it's really a very, what I call is somebody like us, everyday working man's boat, and it looks sharp. And so I'm going to have it there Tuesday night. Once you come look at it, got everything on old Bubba Hart. He put, he did it right. He put everything on it, and it looks really nice. So that's going to be the official Panhandle Outdoors boat, and we're shoot some video pretty soon. I get tickled sometimes. I tell people I really, try to balance out fishing video with guests and just sometimes one-on-one with you. But I have honestly done less fishing since I've done a fishing show than I've ever done in my life, and it's because I've been so, every day coming up with a new fresh show the next day. It takes time. Sometimes I do it real quick. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So that's cut into my fishing time. But I'm trying to, now with me being retired, I thought I'd have a lot more time, but it's just haven't worked that way this first year of retirement. I've been busier than I've ever been in my life, doing just all kind of things. I've been voluntold in several cases where I've helped out on things and all, but it's going to, we're about to get to the point where we're going to really enjoy it this summer, I know, and this spring we've already had it out a time or two. I'm still trying to get everything ironed out and trying to figure out, the remote control trolling motor. That's been a challenge, and of course with GPSs and all, so it's something I've never had anything this nice, and I'm really looking forward to it. So don't put that on the calendar. May 9th, next Tuesday is that, okay? Also, if you go over there and Will's going to be there that day, or of course the whole time, and they'll give you a free estimate. Basically, you tell them the size boat you have, or you may even bring your boat out. You can get a free estimate on how to get that sea deck and put on yours. And I had mine. I went the whole 9 yards on mine. But you don't, some people just do the decking on the bow. Some people do it just on the stern back there, different ways. But I went ahead and did the whole thing, and I'll talk to you about it if you come out there. But anyway, we're gonna put it inside the building. Mark and Michael, talking about fishing and all, red fishing. If you get a chance to talk to successful red fishermen and listen to how they do it for a free seminar, you just need to take advantage of it. So they're going to, and they didn't, grow up around here and learn how to do it, growing up and all that. They learned it. Bill Allen was one of the big influences on them, and he showed them how to do it. And they picked it up, had a passion for doing it, and they're going to pass on that knowledge to you. So it's a great opportunity next Tuesday night to do that. We've got all kinds of things coming up. So be aware of it. Now, the rest of this week, got some good shows coming up. I got a video later on in the week of our pier fishing trip with the kids, and got some more guests coming on, so all kind of things. So y'all call me a lot. I get a lot of calls, emails, and all. Keep them coming. If I, for some reason, have not answered your call or email, please resubmit it or call me back, because sometimes I know some of y'all fall through the crack. It's not intentional, but it does happen. So please don't think I'm ignoring you, because I like to answer 100% of them back. And sometimes it'll be a day or two before I get back with you, but I'll get back with you. Thank you all watching Panhandle Outdoors. You have a great Monday. Do something good for your fellow man today, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.